Hello everyone. In the previous session, we discussed regarding primitive data structure, the definition of the primitive data structure, the characteristics of primitive data structure, and also one of the important thing that why do we need the primitive data structure. And also we discussed in a previous session, that is the types of primitive data structures. We discussed in a previous session, like primitive data structures are integer, float, character, pointer, and double. And also we discussed that the syntax for those integer data type based on the C language. What I am mentioning in an example. Okay, so that is the way of initializing the variable in a particular data type. So next we will move on to the operations on primitive data structure. So there are several operations we can able to perform on the primitive data structure. We have to list out first the operations on. The first is create, destroy, select, and update. Okay, these are the operations we can able to perform on primitive data structure. We discuss one by one. The first operation is the create. So as a name indicating itself, this operation is basically used to, or it is used to create a new data structure. New data structure means it is this operation reserves memory space for program elements. So, and also it can be carried out by compile time and run time. Suppose you can ask me a question that is, what is compile time and runtime means? The compile is used to compile the programming. Suppose I am writing the high level languages, so as while taking a compiling time, that has to be converted into a low level language. If I violate any conditions or rules, so then automatically reflect an error. So that is we known as a compile. Runtime error is runtime means it's an execution time. So it will be get an output time. So for an example for create, so as I discussed in a previous session, like int x. Okay, so here I am using the integer data type. I am creating a variable x. So this is the way of creating. So okay, so this is the create operations. So next we will move on to the destroy. Okay, destroy operation means operation is used to destroy or remove the data structure from the memory space. So this is that what we are discussing earlier, that is creating. So after execution the program, there is no need to access the same variable again. So then we have to free the space, memory space. Then we are using the destroy operation, it is remove. So but it's when the program execution ends, the data structure is automatically destroyed. Okay, so when will be the destroy operation performed? When the program ends. Okay, then automatically the what is the data created there, so then automatically that is destroyed and the memory allocated is eventually deallocated. So next operation is a select. So select operation is used by the programmer. Select operation is used by the programmer to access the data within the data structure. Okay, so this is the select operation what we are using. Suppose I am using an update operation, or else I am using the alter the data. So then that scenario we using the select operation. Okay, next is an update. So update operation is used to change of data. It is used to change of data structure. Okay, so the assignment operation is a good example for this update operation, assignment operation. Int x is equal to 2. Later I'm again initializing that int x is equal to 4. So earlier the x value is 2. Okay, so then again later I am initializing the same variable with the another value, then automatically or eventually the x value is replaced by the 4. So this is the update operation. So that's why I consider that is assignment operation is a good example for update operation. Okay, so these are the operation we can able to perform on primitive data structure, like create, destroy, select and update. So next we will move on to the advantages and disadvantages of primitive data structure. So first we will look into the advantages of primitive data structure. So it's the first thing is that is a simple and easy to use. So primitive data structures are simple and easy to use because they are built into the programming. So okay, what I discussed in a characteristics of primitive data structure, this is the built-in data type, because where it is the programming language itself, it has to be providing the primitive data structure. So there is no need to import from the external libraries. So that is one of the reason to say that it's a simple and easy to use. Okay, so its next is an efficient memory usage. So it is utilization or built into primitive data structure. So then will be occupy the fixed amount of memory space. So then make it easier to manage. Means what I consider that is like based on the C language, integer data type containing 4 bytes of memory. That right? So we cannot resize this memory size. So then we have the number size of the data type, then easy to manage it. Okay, so that is the thing. It's an efficient and memory usage. This another advantages of primitive data structure. So next we will move on to the faster execution time. So since primitive data structures are built in and designed to be efficient, they execute faster while compared to the non-primitive data structure. So as I mentioned, there is no need to import from the external libraries. Then it has to be the programming language itself providing. So then automatically the execution time is fast. Okay, next is a portable. So portable means the primitive data structures are portable. So which means they can be used on different system platform without any modification. Suppose you can consider a simple example that is like software, WhatsApp. Is it right? So I'm using in a Android opera system, like in a Redmi I'm using a WhatsApp. So then automatically I change the mobile. So then after I'm using another mobile, Android mobile, that is Vivo. So then I'm able to also install that without any modification. Is it right? So that means portable. Here portable means basically it has to be carried from one place to another place. Here the portable means, so without any modification we are able to perform the same operation on different devices. Okay, without any modification we are able to perform the same operation on different devices. So that we known as a portable. So these are the few advantages of a primitive data structure. One is simple and easy to use, efficient memory usage, fast execution time, and portable. So next we will move on to the drawbacks of a primitive data structure or disadvantages of primitive data structure. So the first disadvantages is a limited functionality. So because what I mentioned earlier, suppose I'm using the integer data type, then only I can able to perform only without decimal numbers. Okay, it can able to store the number, but the condition here we are unable to store the decimal or fractional number. Okay, so this is the drawback of the integer. So next I consider that is float. Float can able to perform, it contain decimal number, but it unable to perform the characters. Like I am has to use alphabets, special characters, special symbols. Is it right? It unable to provide the platform to access. So this is the limited functionality. It only performs some limitations. So integer can able to perform only stores the number. The number does not containing the fractional numbers. Float, it can able to store the fractional number. Is it right? Character, it can perform both the things. Okay. So next, containing the pointer. Pointer is used to store the address of the memory location. Okay. So this is the thing. Here consider, so because they are atomic and indivisible. Okay. The primitive data structures are limited in the type of operation. Next, they can perform, for example, Boolean variable can only represent true or false and cannot perform logical operation like and or not operation. Okay. Next drawback is a limited size range. So primitive data structures are the limited size range. For example, consider character data type. So it has only 1 byte. Based on the C language, so what is the range of this character data type? That is -128 to 127. So this is the limited size range. So in a Java, so this is the limited range. So it unable to perform except this range. Okay. Next is lack of abstraction. So the primitive data structure do not provide a way to abstract or encapsulate the data. Abstract means they are high level description. The data structure focus on what operation can be performed on them. Okay, the abstract means what operation can be performed on them and how they are implemented. That is we known as a abstract. Okay, what operation can be performed on them, or rather than how they are implemented. Next is that encapsulated. Encapsulated means these are the type of bundle with their associated operation. These are the bundle with their associated operations. Okay, so encapsulation ensures that the internal representation of a data is hidden. So the promoting information hiding and modularity. Okay, so making it more difficult to manage and maintain a large programs. That is lack of abstraction. Next, we will move on to the limited precision. So like floating point numbers have limited precision and sometimes produce accepted results when we use it in calculations. The thing is that, so will be determined by the accurately numbers. Okay, floating means it will be determined accurate numbers stored and manipulated. Okay, so in simple word you can say that it's a rounding errors during computation. So rounding errors during computation. Okay, disadvantages of the primitive data structure are limited functionality, limited size and range, lack of abstraction, and limited precision. Thank you.